My name is Bas Godska and I'm the general partner of Acrobator Ventures. Acrobator Ventures is a growth hack fund. Actually, it is the first growth hack VC in the world, and it also enjoys being the only early stage tech VC with feet on the ground in the CIS countries. We are a Dutch fund. Our office is in the Netherlands, but we also operate on the ground in Ukraine, Russia, Belorus, even Kazakhstan. Why would you say is it so interesting to look at that area? Well, I can pretty much sum up about 15 Russian-speaking founders that have world-dominating unicorn brands that we all use every day. Did you know that 30 kilometers from where I sit right now in Ukraine, the founder of WhatsApp was born in Ukraine? Basically, Revolut, Telegram, Yandex, Bolt, Skype, Pipedrive, all of those unicorns all come from this region, but it is somehow very hard for VCs to access this market at the early stage. At some point, when the companies grow and they need to get their Series A or Series B investment, then they reach out from these regions to the West, and there is a connection. But nowadays, with all that capital piled up in VC funds, there is the need to be in there earlier. Like we as our first fund invested, for instance, as a first seed investor in the unicorn Myro.com, which at the time was still a small startup. This is something where large funds think, damn, we should have found that company earlier, sooner, but it's harder to access those markets. There's a language difference, there's a cultural difference, and these founders are very willing to move to the West. They are already servicing a global market. They have a lot of very talented R&D and programmers in this area, but there's just no good bridge to the West. And there is where Acrobator Ventures comes in. Also, because this is not such a hugely competitive environment, the valuations are lower than, for instance, in Silicon Valley. So we, as a secondary business model, have the arbitrage. Our euro or dollar invested here could easily be $3 in the West, in the sense that you would pay $3 to get the same kind of participation in a company where you would pay $1 here. So our job is to support the founders, the exceptional founders, to move from East to West. And we also do this in the Benelux countries. We've helped, we were one of the first investors in an HR tech global player, Harvard.com. We did this in Kazakhstan, where we were the first investor in Shoko Family, which is now the largest e-commerce holding in Central Asia, with $250 million in sales. All of this is good. Of course, venture capital is a high-risk asset class, and of course you should not be investing too much, maybe 5% or 10% of your assets into this sector, but the returns can be wonderful. The numbers of our first funds are great. It's a markup of 12.9. It's an IRR of 88. And we had over 25 million euros in exit offers and exits already. This took us, of course, 10 years, and now we're ready for Fund 2. We already have operations in the sense that we already invested in 4 companies that actually are doing wonderfully well in spite of the pandemic. We have our LPs on board, but we're closing in the coming quarter, and we're inviting you to consider being aware and following us in our 30 startups that we are planning to keep investing in. The sectors we invest in are any sectors in which our growth hack team, we have 15 people very specialized in particular areas of growth hacking, can add value. We are smart money for founders. That's also why we win a lot of the competing offers with founders, because founders love growth, we love growth, and we have 20 years of experience in presenting growth hack knowledge to the founders. So Acrobator Ventures, or our website acrobator.vc, we have a deal flow of over 1,000 business plans a year. We operate Russian-speaking founders across the globe, Dutch-speaking founders across the globe, and we prefer the R&D to be in Eastern Europe.